Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages with the cards that come out in this reading for you today. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come through and what messages come out with the cards. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So the first card that we have is the Knight of Cups. Then we have the Five of Wands. We do have fire sign energy as well as water sign energy. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. And we have the Page of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles showing up over here, this does feel like somebody who could be coming towards you. I feel that this is also somebody who is a lot in their head. They could be going back and forth. They could even stop themselves every time they try to reach out. But I do feel like the intention is there. I do feel like also this person is quite a cautious person. But with this Knight of Cups showing up over here, this feels like an energy of somebody coming towards you with somewhat of a romantic energy and wanting to be able to either make you a heartfelt offer or be able to kind of express something that is coming from the heart. It's emotional kind of an expression. With the Knight of Cups showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of a desire to be open. And I do feel like there is that sense of being comfortable or being in a space where they feel comfortable to be open with you. And I do feel like with the Knight of Cups, this also feels like an energy of somebody who's quite attracted to you. And who's attracted to the way in which you are showing up. There's something about it that's also kind of putting them in a space where they are, I do feel like it's creating this infatuation. And I feel that it's actually a heartfelt kind of an energy that's being exchanged. But with that Five of Wands jump over here, this does feel like an energy of kind of experiencing what may feel like a difference. You may actually be kind of carrying a feeling of, or in the midst of, what may feel like a lot of tension. It may also be a sense of kind of not really being on the same page as this person as much as they may perceive. So I do feel like with the Five of Wands, this does feel like an energy of having misunderstanding, having different viewpoints that you're coming from. And I do feel like with that Five of Wands, it feels like conflicts, but I also feel that there's this energy that needs to be cleared up. But I do feel like there's a sense of someone being open to clearing the air with you with that Page of Cups. I do feel like, though, when it comes to getting to this point of being able to make things work with you, it may actually feel like there could be a sense of being able to benefit from being able to take some time out and being able to take your time with getting to that place. I do feel like with the Page of Pentacles, though, this feels like solid energy. I do feel like there is also a sense of actually having a sense of being in it for the long haul. So I do feel like overall, when it comes to the big picture, there is a sense of actually wanting something committed, being all in. And I do feel like that's something intriguing and even motivating to this person, even through any kind of difficulties or differences that you may experience. I do feel like that's something that is not you're not immune to, but I do feel like being able to get past it and work past it is something that is also possible. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, as well as the Eight of Swords showing up in the reverse and the Empress. So the Empress card showing up over here, I do feel like there's intention here. I do feel like somebody's approaching you with intentionality. I do also feel that with the Empress card, there is also a sense of, I do feel like there's a lot of attraction. I do feel like there's a lot of attraction for a lot of your attributes. So I do also feel like you could also be in the space when it comes to what's actually drawing you towards this person. This does feel like somebody who has that duality of having a lot of good qualities, but I do also feel that there's also a sense of realism when it comes to the way in which you're looking at this person or the situation. And I do feel like with the Empress card showing up over here, this feels like growth and expansion also being something that is possible within this connection. I do feel like also somebody seeing that being something that's possible. With the Eight of Pentacles showing up over here, I do feel like this person is somebody who they are the kind of person who's willing to put in the effort, or they are in a space where they are showing up in a way that's like they are ready to put in the effort to make things work. I do also feel that with this Eight of Pentacles showing up over here, are dealing with a person who is someone who's quite, I do feel like the intention is to be more consistent, and I do feel like they are capable of that, and they're going to show you that. I do feel like with the Ten of Cups showing up over here, this feels like an energy of being able to actually reach an amicable space where do you feel like there's resolutions to somewhat of a conflict or misunderstanding. And I even feel that being able to get through a conflict as opposed to avoiding it is also leading to getting to a stronger place with someone, perhaps even having stronger understanding of each other and where you're coming from. But I do feel like with the Ten of Cups, this feels like a happily ever after. I do also feel that there's a sense of so being in a space where there's a decisive energy around who you want to be able to spend, to be able to actually enter into that relationship, who you want the one to be. Do you feel like there is that sense of realization? And I do feel like this person may carry a lot of those attributes as well. With the Eight of Swords showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of kind of experiencing, being able to let somebody in. I do also feel that when it comes to being guarded, this does feel like also feeling safe enough to be able to kind of drop that guard, to let someone in, and to also be able to let somebody see you. And also, I feel that with this Eight of Swords, this also feels like an energy of being able to get to know this person on a deeper level and see into them as well. Do you feel like that's close? That closeness feels like a strong level of intimacy. And I do feel like this does also feel like it has all of the makings of being able to have a sense of, I do feel like there's a relationship here, and I do feel like it's also a pretty strong one when it comes to the actions towards you from somebody else. So it does feel like that is a motivating factor. This person does think of you in the long haul with the Empress card showing up over here. And with that Knight of Pentacles, I also feel like this person gives it a lot of thoughts. I do feel like this is a person who has thought about it quite a lot as well. They're definitely attracted to you, so what I'm getting with the Empress as well. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have the North Node card with life purpose. We have the Aries card with I am. And we have Scorpio with I transform. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio or even Aries. But with this North Node card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being able to be in a connection where I do feel like there is a lot that you go through with this person when it comes to being able to actually experience growing and even just being able to work through difficult things and come back from difficult situations. With the North Node card showing up over here, I feel like that's necessary. It's happening for a reason, and it's the reason why this connection is happening as well. I do feel like when it comes to this life purpose card showing up over here, this feels like a pretty significant connection. There could be some elements of it being a karmic connection, but with that, I do feel like it's very important. It's going to be impactful. It's going to make a difference in your life, and it's one that will be, I do also feel like as far as the impact you make on this person's life, they will never forget you. But with the Aries card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of, with that Five of Wands, this does feel like an energy of kind of being in a space where there's a sense of being able to stand up for yourself. And even, do you feel like there could be different perspectives coming into this from two people from different worlds and kind of having different outlooks on things, but there's the same common goal that you're trying to reach with this person. So I do feel like with the Aries card, this does feel like an energy of being able to kind of fight for your connection. And I do feel like with this Aries card showing up over here, this also feels like an energy of being able to kind of stand your ground. I do feel like that's important. I also feel like even being able to kind of, it gels well with this person and even with this situation. So I do feel like being able to kind of stand up for your boundaries, and also I do feel like defending yourself. But I do feel like with that 10 of Cups showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being able to get to harmonious space. So I do feel like any kind of misunderstanding is going to be worked past. I feel like there's love here, and I feel like it's not lost. So I feel like with that 10 of Cups, this is a happily ever after kind of energy. So I do feel like that is ultimately what is going to be, that picture is not lost. That picture is still what's actually keeping you together. But I do feel like when it comes to being able to work through any difficult situations. With that Five of Wands showing up over here, I do feel like even when it comes to difficult situations, that is something that won't stop your connection. So I feel like with Scorpio card showing up over here, this feels like an intense energy. I do feel like you could be dealing with a Scorpio. I also feel that with the I transform part of this card, this feels like an energy of being able to get to a good place where I feel that being able to experience a lot of changes and even just a lot of internal, individual experience, the way in which experiences are impacting you is actually having an impact on your connection, as well as even just on yourself. And even within this connection, I do feel like it is one that is quite purposeful with the North Node card showing up over here. But with this I transform energy, I do feel like there is a sense of it could be somewhat of a tension with that Five of Wands, but I do feel like being able to grow through it as opposed to throwing in the towel at the first sign of conflict or misunderstanding. Do you feel like there is a lot that is drawing somebody to you? So I feel like someone's coming in here. I feel like what's driving them or prompting them to come in is actually them wanting to be able to kind of come from their heart space. They want to express something to you. They feel something for you. There's a connection here. And I do feel like that's something mutual for this Ten of Cups showing up over here. This person is someone who's also willing to put in the work when it comes to getting your attention in that sense. I do get that this person is also someone who is, it's like they take themselves quite seriously. They're somebody who's used to working for what they really want. So it feels like a person who is persistent. But I do feel like when it comes to your connection, you could have your differences, but I do feel like those differences complement each other quite well, especially with this North Node card showing up over here. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.